Going into the week in the trenches. Hey girl, welcome back. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Natalie, and welcome to my little corner on the internet where I talk about mom life, career stuff, content creation, and just figuring it out in general. So today I wanted to sit down with you guys and have a real honest chit chat. No perfectly curated tips from someone who has it all together, because girl, I sure don't. I am right here in the trenches with y'all. If y'all in the trenches, I'm right there with y'all. I'm right beside y'all, trust me. Juggling full-time corporate job, juggling running businesses, being a wife, being a mom, being all the things in between. And to be honest, I'm just a girl trying to also pour back into herself. Because girl, some days I am barely holding it together. But I've been slowly, and I mean slowly, testing out some things that have possibly helped me with my day-to-day life. And I thought, man, if this is helping me, maybe this will help the next person. I thought I would share 5 hacks that I'm either already doing or actively trying to implement in my routine. But let me tell you something, a couple of them may involve spending some money. And I'm here to tell you there's absolutely no shame in that if you have the means to do so. So go ahead, girl. Go ahead and get up. Go get your glass of wine. Go get your cup of coffee. So let's get into some things, okay? Hack number 1 is what we all call the Sunday reset. We all do it, right? So, but think about it like this. If you're not implementing Sunday reset in your routine, think about it like this. Imagine walking into a gym with no plan, no routine. You're wondering why nothing's changing. You ain't seeing no results. You ain't seeing this. You ain't seeing that because you ain't got no plan. You going into a new week with no prep, no plan, no nothing, no meal prep, no diaper bag set, no clothes set for the week, nothing. You going into the week in the trenches. But when you actually walk in with a structured plan, you got your workout, you know what workout you about to do, you know what muscle group you about to hit, you know what cool down exercise you about to do, you know everything is structured, you already know what you about to do. Everything flows better. That goes for your week too. I wasn't doing that before. So the Sunday reset is basically your weekly strategy plan. And it really doesn't have to take all day, because that's what I felt. I thought like, oh shit, I need a couple of hours to do this. You don't. You can literally, you can give yourself 30 minutes to 2 hours. Let me show you what mine look like, or at least what I'm trying to do moving forward. So I always look at the calendar. Do I have any appointments coming up? Do I have any deadlines coming up? Things that need planning. That's how I start to plan around those things, because there's always something, especially when you got a kid, there's always something, right? Second, this is what I started to implement back into my routine, is meal prepping. Just having an idea of what 5 dinners you want to make throughout the whole week. That way we're not standing in the kitchen until like 6 p.m. trying to figure out like, dang, what do I need to cook? Because by the time 6, 7 hits, 6, 7, by the time those numbers hit, the day's already done, and you're like, I'll just do it tomorrow. Then you keep pushing it, and the next thing you know, Friday here, you ain't cooked nothing. You've been eating out the whole week. And then another thing I do is just a light house reset. I try not to do a deep clean, because those things take all day, and next thing you know, the whole day is gone. So just a light reset, putting things away, especially the toys, because the toys are having the house looking crazy. Just making sure the house looks less chaotic. That way I'm not starting the week in chaos. And then of course I try to write down everything I need to do, and then I take whatever, I have like a big jumbo list of to-do lists. I take 3 big things off that list and make it my priority for that week. And that's it. It sounds simple, but it's literally the foundation of the house. Once you start doing these things and you start building that routine of doing this every week, your whole week will end up shaky. So try that on a Sunday, plan your whole week out, plan your meals out, plan your outfits, plan everything. Because a shaky week with a toddler, girl, you don't want that, trust me. Again, like I said, start off with just 30 minutes and work your way up, because obviously we all have different priorities, but give yourself at least 30 minutes and then work your way up. You'll start to get into the hang of things and see what's important and what's not. Hack number 2, girl, you're going to have to outsource what drains you. You are. You really are. I know you're probably like, mom guilt this, you don't want to do. Girl, pay for that convenience. We ain't supposed to be doing all this alone. When they say it takes a village, it takes a village. Now, I get it, some of you guys may not have that village, but you really got to start to build your village in different ways. Because having a village, whether it's family or convenience that you're paying for, it really helps. Like having people here, you leave, you got your cleaners come in and clean. It's how we're designed to function. Coming home and you know you still got so much to do, it'll burn you out, and that's exactly what's happening to me. You don't want that. You get to the point where you're just like, I'm gonna have to call it quits. I really am, because I have to take my power back. I have to start pouring back in myself. And I'm not just saying it just to say it, because I can tell you, start pouring back into yourself. And here I am, never was pouring back into myself. And I got to the point I ran myself down to the ground. So now I gotta start building myself back up, and it doesn't happen overnight. You have to pay for that convenience. So here are some ways that I start to outsource. One of them being grocery delivery. Girl, let me tell you something. Going grocery shopping with a toddler, it could be rough. It could be really, 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 really rough. But it saves so much time. You can just come home. You could be at work. Let's say you're still working. You could literally be at work right before you get off. You order your grocery delivery. By the time you get home, it's already at your doorstep. Easy. You got Instacart, Walmart Plus, you got Amazon Fresh, you even got Whole Foods, which I think is part of Amazon Fresh. And a lot of them have free delivery if you go through their membership. The membership is literally not luxury. It's literally just buying back your time. Like, you could literally just focus on going straight home, picking up your kid from school or whatever the case is, and just knowing that those groceries is already being purchased for you. It's convenience. Now, if you enjoy grocery shopping, by all means, have at it. But for the ones who just don't have time, that delivery service really works well for us. Second outsource that I do is house cleaner. Shout out to my sister. Heaven Sent Cleaning Services. My sister does her damn thing. Sometimes she comes twice a month, sometimes she comes once a month, but she comes with her cleaners. And they do an amazing job, man. Shout out to my sister, shout out to my sister, shout out to my sister. Listen, I know sometimes it doesn't count because it's like, well, you probably don't pay the full price. I don't. But I always make sure I take care of my sister, because this ain't no small house. This is a lot of house. This is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. It's a lot of house. So, I still got to make sure that her workers are taken care of. So I always pay for this convenience. And even if it's just basic cleaning, they still go over and beyond because I'm the little sister. So they come in and clean. But listen, do you know how it feels to come home to a clean house? When you come home to a clean house and it smells amazing, it just lifts your mood. It lifts your mood so much. Even though it's probably going to be clean for just like 0.5 seconds before your toddler go ahead and take all her toys and dump it onto the middle of the room. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I keep telling myself it's fine. However, the reason why it's fine is because I can still call her to bring her workers back to clean the house. It feels amazing to be able to come home, the room is clean, the bathroom's clean. It just gives you a different boost of energy, different boost of confidence. So I would highly suggest, definitely outsource. Get you a house cleaner, get you a house sitter, get you whoever. Just get you something to where when you come home, you're not stressed. You don't have to worry about cleaning. You get to sit your ass down and just unwind from the day. And another thing is meal delivery service. Now, we were going through one of our friends, shout out to Chef Bernie. He was the one that was making all our meal preps. However, we kind of took a break on that because my daughter started school, and now that we're paying for her to go to school, we had to kind of cut in some areas, and we were paying a little more with him because he's a true chef. Not saying that the people at like HelloFresh or Ideal Nutrition or Factor Meals don't have chefs cooking these meals, but not only is he our friend, we wanted to support him, he's also a private chef, and the meals are amazing. So much better than them, I ain't gonna lie, so much better than those brands I just named. Being able to cut costs, and I mean, how much we were paying for him, we were probably already spending that on fast food. So it's just better to cut costs where we can, but eventually we will get back into the meal prepping services because they are so convenient and the food is so yummy. So if you can't afford it, it's definitely an investment, but just imagine you having to go grocery shopping, you have to cook that food too. You know what I mean? So get you what you can, get you the small, what you can do is meal prep for your kid. Quick and easy, because you already know they barely eat sometimes anyway. So small meal preps for your kid, snacks, the juices, or whatever the case is, and then spend a little more on the meal prepping service for you and or your partner. But I get it if budget is a concern. You really don't have to do all this. Just pick one that would really help you right now, and then just start there. I'm gonna highly suggest just getting the house cleaner. Everything else you could do. When you have to clean and do all these things, that's what kind of drains you throughout the day, because you got to pick up things, you got to do this, you got to do that. But if you literally just get someone on routine, they come either once a week, every 2 weeks, every month, I promise it helps. So it helps. It really does. So really stop thinking convenience is a guilty pleasure and start thinking about it as like a strategic investment for your family, because when your partner start to see you less stress. It just makes the environment a lot better. You don't want to be walking around here with your chest out and you all mad and huffing and puffing because you so stressed and tired, when y'all could just put y'all money together and just pay for that convenience so they don't have to go through that. Because that's what my partner's want. My bad, boo. Hack number 3 is going to be the night before method. And it's literally exactly what it sounds like. The night before. You prep the night before. The mornings can be so chaotic because my daughter does not like to get up in the morning. My daughter has reached that point where she is whining when I wake her up. And I get it, girl. I get it. I don't want to get up either. But you slept longer than us. Get your ass up. Man, I don't care how type A you are. A toddler is going to humble you every morning, okay? They will try you. They'll get up under that skin, girl. But in the mornings when they are getting up under that skin, you just want to make sure that everything's already prepped. That night, take your time, make as many decisions as you can at night. Prep everything at night, get the snack ready. Luckily, my husband get her snack ready before he leaves in the morning, thank God. But at nighttime, if you don't have that, prep everything. Get the snacks ready already. I don't have to bring a diaper bag. I really don't have to do much unless they tell me like, hey, bring another blanket, hey, bring some more pull-ups. But I don't gotta do all that. The main thing is just getting her clothes prepared at night and getting her socks prepared, because for some reason her socks be disappearing. Where the heck they be going? I don't know. So like I said, the night prior, I lay out her clothing. I figure out if I'm going to do like something casual or I'm going to get something out of her closet. Either way it goes, it's prepped. The shoes are prepped. I already know what she's wearing the night before. Now, what I do want to get in the habit of is like, I want to do, it's like this Monday through Friday clothing thing where I put all her clothes in it. That way I don't have to think about going in the drawer, going in the closet. Everything's already done. Like the socks are for in Monday. Like everything is in each day, you know, and you just hang it in the closet. Whether it's me or my husband taking her to school, he knows where to go. He knows what day it is, what she's wearing, blah, blah, blah. Whether she's home or not, this is what she's wearing. And I think that helps so much rather than trying to figure out the morning of. Now, when she was going to my mom's daycare, I used to always try to make sure that the diaper bag was packed the night prior, because normally I have to go find this, find that. But once you pack all of that the night prior, or even leave it at the school, it's out of sight, out of mind. You know, like she has enough of this, she has enough of that. There, you ain't got to think about that. The only thing you got to think about is her snacks and what she's wearing. Now, and another great thing that I don't have to technically worry about until the weekends is prepping for breakfast. Now, I do want to get her eating warm breakfast. Like she's usually eating pretty light, which is usually oatmeal. And then she goes out and play, and then she comes back, that's when she's eating again. But just having that breakfast prep. The thing is with a toddler, it can be hard because you don't know what the heck they asses like. One day they like a banana, the next day they hate it. I don't fucking know. So we're still trying to figure that part out. But just giving different options, like you know they're gonna eat waffles, you know they're gonna eat this, you know you're gonna eat that. Just have that prep so that way you ain't gotta be sitting there 30-40 minutes to an hour. The next an hour hit, now they having a tantrum because they hungry as hell because you don't know what the hell to cook for their ass. So just having small things that you know they'll eat ready, that way it's smooth sailing. And another thing I started doing, I see my husband doing this, by writing down the top 3 tasks that you need to do the next day. Being that I do work, it is so hard for me to like think about certain things because my mind is thinking about like, damn, did I turn this campaign on? Damn, did I budget confirm? Damn, did I do this? Work is killing my brain cells, I tell you that much. So being able to just try to remember before you go to bed, try to brain dump everything, even if it's in ChatGPT. I don't know, a lot of you guys can be like, oh, I scroll once I hear somebody say they use ChatGPT. Girl, as long as you ain't using ChatGPT to figure out to write an ebook, it's okay to use ChatGPT. Now, trust me, I understand the science behind it. I understand what happens when you use AI. Trust me, I do. But if it helps you organize yourself a lot better, brain dump into AI and have it structure what you just told it to do, and then use that and put it in your organizer. That's it. You don't have to technically be like, oh my God, use AI for everything. No, just brain dump what you need to do. The top 3 things that you need to do the next day. Brain dump it in ChatGPT, structure it, organize it, and then put it into your actual to-do list. That way it's there and you know exactly what you need to do the next day. That way you're not trying to figure out what the hell do I need to do tomorrow. No, it's already done. It's already in the to-do list. And all you got to do, once you got a little time, go through what I need to do. Boom, 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 boom. So you know how we always writing scripts when, like right now, I wrote a script for this. So this is, some of it is off the dome, as you can tell based on my personality. But when you're writing a script, think of it like that, writing a script on what you need to do the next day. Or like if you're going to film tomorrow, like you already know your B-rolls, you already know what you about to say. You already know this, you already know that. So just look at it like that to plan for that next day. Girl, one thing that me and my husband are trying to get on top of is having a family calendar. Now, we do have calendars. However, the main calendar that he focuses on is his work calendar, because he needs to know what clients are coming in. He needs to know what trainers, what client, blah, blah, blah. So like adding another calendar could be a little hard. So I'm slowly trying to get him into adding that in. I don't want him to add it into his workload because it's separate. So with personal, that way he knows, and he knows what the plan is. So like, let's say a new client come in and then he looks like, oh, let me see what we have on our personal family calendar. And it's like, oh, boom, and we got a doctor appointment this day. Nat gotta do this day, or Nat gotta get her hair done Saturday. You know, like we can plan accordingly, so we get to see exactly what we all have planned. Because sometimes I forget to tell him, like, oh, babe, I got my hair appointment. He done already book a pickleball lesson. You know what I mean? So we need to be able to create a GPS for the family, so we know like what everyone has going on, so we're present. You know what I mean? Especially once I get to the point where I'm mostly home with my kid, and she's gonna start swimming again, she's gonna start this, she's gonna start that. Putting it in the family calendar is what's gonna help us plan accordingly. So the main thing I think would probably help with him is getting him in the habit of looking at it. Again, once your partner is already used to looking at another calendar, it's kind of hard to get them to implement it. So you got to help implement it for them. So when they're looking at this calendar, okay, boom, go to this calendar to see what we have coming up this week. So that way he knows how to plan his week as well with his clients. So this, for me, I think this is going to help me in such a way to where it doesn't feel like I'm responsible for everything. And once I feel like the load is kind of less, like I think we've made it. We would make it, but a girl could dream, right? And like I was telling you guys, this is hack number 5. Like I was just telling you guys, the brain dumping before bed helps so much, because again, you guys know I've been going through some insomnia. It's better now. I think I told you guys, I'll let you guys know what I did to help. But I started drinking chamomile tea and taking magnesium glycinate. And let me tell you something, girl. It was about a week and a half ago. It was like weeks after weeks I wasn't sleeping. And I was like, let me just drink some tea just in case. Because they say chamomile tea helps reduce stress and anxiety. So I took a sip. I was sipping on it. I was watching, I forget what show it was. It was like The Killer Hunters or whatever. It was on Netflix. I was watching that show. You know how Netflix come on and it was like, hey, are you still watching? And then I just kind of let it pause. I was just laying down. I'm telling you, windows wide open. Fucking not kangaroos, roosters, cock-a-doodle-doo, in the middle of the motherfucking day. And I decided to like close my eyes. Next thing you know, 2 hours later, I'm waking up. I'm like, what just happened? I'm waking up to my husband over me talking about, hey, we finna go to my grandma's house. Okay, so I said hello. I'm finna go back to sleep. I was so happy. I went back to sleep. And then when I got up from my nap, I just started cleaning because I had so much energy. And then I was like, dang, if it's the tea, let me drink it again tonight just to see. So I took a magnesium, and then I had the tea. I had a cup of tea again. Girl, I slept so good. I was like, oh, this is what I've been missing. I've been missing this so much. I'm so happy that I was finally able to get the rest that I need. And ever since then, chamomile tea and magnesium, girl, let me tell you something, that sleep is so good. And I started falling back into the routine of like staying up late again, because I'm like, okay, the chamomile tea is gonna get me again, but I gotta do better because I need to be getting at least 7 hours of sleep a night. So I gotta do better with that. But I'm just so happy that I've regulated myself. But I'm also in the mindset where I know that I'm not as stressed anymore because I know what I'm about to do. So it's like, okay, I'm seeing the light. I'm finally being able to feel like myself again, because obviously I put makeup on. But anyway, I'm going off subject right now. So going back to brain dump. My daughter goes to sleep we get her ready by 7:30, 7:45. She's in bed by 8, right? So by that time, I'm trying to unwind from that. I'm detaching myself. Sometimes I'm on the computer working on my business. Sometimes I'm working on some of the stuff for my husband's business, like digitally. I mostly do all his social media stuff. So I'm like creating strategy and stuff like that. But there's times where my brain just won't shut off. So just, people say write things down. Let me tell you something, bro. I'm not into writing shit down. I get cramps in my hands. Now I gotta brain dump it, and I'm gonna brain dump it into to something that's gonna help structure everything, which is, like I told you guys, ChatGPT. When you brain dump into that, it'll take everything you said, even if you said something crazy, it'll take everything you said, structure it. I take that and I take that and I put it in ChatGPT, and then I copy paste it into Notion. Now I have a full structured thing on what I need to do, like a to-do list, brain notes, all that stuff. I'm just talking, I'm yapping it up in there. And again, it takes everything. I'm gonna take every bit of detail, whatever you can, whether it's notes, whether it's a to-do list, whether it's this, whether it's that. It does that for me, and I put it into Notion. Now I got a whole week's worth of stuff. Not even, sometimes it'll say top priority and it'll say low priority. Now it's like, okay, boom, now I know what I need to do for the month or week or whatever, or for the day. And I take that and I go from there. So that's how I'm able to do it. I take everything out of my brain, or else I won't sleep, girl. I will not sleep. So as a working mom, protecting your rest is not optional. It is important. And I'm gonna say this all the time: you can't pour from an empty cup. And I'm really saying this out loud to myself, because I allowed myself to get to this point of extreme burnout, and because as a result of that, I lost control of myself. And you don't realize that you're losing control of yourself until you hit a wall, and it's like, bro, what is happening? Why can't I control? Why am I losing control? And you got to find a way. Sometimes when you get to that point, it's so hard. You got to pull back from everything. You got to pull back, and you got to re-regulate that nervous system. But yeah, sleep is how you restore. So you must protect it. And a lot of people either go on a leave of absence. A lot of people either quit their job or whatever, and then when you ask them what they're doing for the day, and yeah, like sleeping. I'm catching up on sleep because my nervous system needs to restore. So yeah, that is exactly what I plan to do soon. So yeah, those are my 5 hacks, what I am probably already doing or slowly trying to implement into my routine already. Sunday reset, outsourcing what drains you, the night before method, the shared family calendar, as well as brain dumping before bed. But I want to say that none of these are perfect at all. You do not have to be perfect doing this. You just want to try your best, because what I want you to take away from this is you don't have to figure out a way to do more. You just have to figure out a smarter way to do what you already doing. And trust me, I have to say this out loud, you're not failing just because life is hard right now. Working full time, raising a family, being a wife, being a content creator, you got so many goals. It is genuinely a lot, so this may sound cliche to say, but give yourself some grace. But if any of these hacks resonated with you, let me know down in the comments. I would love to know what you're implementing and what is actually working in your life. Maybe you can give me some tips as well. And if you are a working mom, like I said, let me know down in the comments. We're all here trying to learn from each other, so don't gatekeep. You can gatekeep other things, but don't gatekeep this. Help us to stop. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave me a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.